Mandeville Sports Centre for the game between Morocco and Egypt. Introducing the team from Morocco. Number 4, Zahir Shalat. Number 5, Mohammed Ouli. Number 6, Ouli Mukari. Number 7, Najib Yassiri. Number 8, Bilal Shah. Number 9, Faoud Al-Musati. Number 10, Abdullah Khani. Number 11, Munir Mashoud. Number 12, Mohammed Argo. Number 30, Rina Batui. Number 14, Asif Alempe. Number 15, Abdullah Al-Hul. The head coach, Kushet Raphael, and the team manager is Khalid Bouya. Introducing the team from Egypt. Number 4, Ahmed Abdelrahman. Number 5, Mahmoud Sabri. Number 7, Mohammed Abdelaziz. Number 7, Sami Al-Sawari. Number 8, Mohammed Ahmed. Number 9, Ashraf Amar. Number 10, Bebo. Number 11, Ahmed Al-Kafi. Number 12, Mahmoud Mohammed. Number 13, Rami Huda. Number 14, Mohammed Hassanin. And number 15, Mahdi Abbas. Head coach is Abdel Sharif, Mohammed Sharif, and assisted by Mohammed Hassan. Right, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that can, please be outstanding for the national anthems of Morocco and Egypt.
Yeah.
Your match officials for this afternoon, Crew Chief Foster from South Africa, our runners Seliki from Nigeria, and Rousseau from South Africa.
And your Egyptian team for today's encounter against Morocco, we have number 4, Ahmed Abdelrahman, number 5, Ahmed Abdel Kafi, number 6, Mohammed Abdelaziz, number 7, Sami Al Sawabi, number 8, Mohammed Ahmed, number 9, the veteran Ashraf Amar, number 10, Ahmed Amar, otherwise known as Bebo, number 11, Mahmoud Badr, number 12, Mahmoud Mohammed, number 13, Rabi Gouda, number 14, Mohammed Hassanin, and number 15, Mahdi Abbas. Head coach, Abdul Sharif. And the team from Morocco is number 4, Zohair Shalat, number 5, Mohammed Oulini, number 6, Amin Mukarich, number 7, Najib Asahiri, number 8, Bilal Ben Haman, number 9, Faoud Al Mosati, number 10 is Abdullah Ghani, number 11, Monir Mojoud, number 12, Mohammed Bargo, number 13, Arida Matui, number 14, Isa Falempe, and number 15, Abdallah Al Khoui. Head coach for Morocco, Rafael Ouches. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre as the game between Morocco and Egypt is underway, and both sides are looking to be bouncing back from the opening day's defeats. Morocco went down yesterday after double overtime to Algeria, and Egypt lost to the host nation South Africa. So both sides looking to get a win today and stay in contention. Morocco with the early score there from Asa Falempe. Mahdi Abbas now for Egypt. Throws the ball across to Abdelaziz, who puts up the shot. Doesn't drop for him, and the rebound is picked up by Mohammed Oulini. Oulini for Morocco brings the ball up. Plays it across to Abdallah. Abdallah will put up the shot, doesn't drop this time for the Moroccan side, and Egypt will try to break, but good awareness there by Oulini, and he gets back and picks up possession for Morocco. Ball goes into Asa Filempi. He puts up the shot and draws the foul and will most likely go to the line. Successful with the first attempt, so Morocco lead 3-0 at this stage, and you'll look to make that 4. Doesn't drop, but some of the Egyptian players entering the key too soon, and he will have another attempt. Successful with that attempt, and Morocco with the early 4-point advantage. Ashraf Amar now with the ball for Egypt, drives straight through into the key, spins and puts up the shot, but unable to find his bearings there, and Morocco come away with it once again. Number 11 there for Morocco is Monir Majoud, and Asa Filempi starting this game with definite intent, and Morocco will look to dominate Egypt in this encounter. Amir cross to Abdelaziz, who finds Mahdi. Abdelaziz, Egypt on the board. Good work there by the Egyptian number 6, Abdelaziz. Najib Asahiri. Abdullah Ghani passes the ball across to Asa Filempi. Filempi puts up the shot, doesn't drop, and the rebound deflects off the number 13 for Egypt is Rabi Gouda. Ball inbounded there by Monir Majoud to Mohamed Oulidi, who will look to get something going here for Morocco. Through to Asa Filempi, who puts up the shot, but unable to make it count this time, and Egypt will come away with the ball now with Abdelaziz. Abdelaziz plays it across to Ashraf Amar. Amar unable to convert, and Asa Filempi will launch the ball across, and he will find his teammate Abdullah Ghani. Number 5 for Egypt is Mohamed Sabri. He puts up the shot, and unsuccessful. Monir Majoud plays it through to Abdullah from Morocco. Abdullah, of course, has spent a few seasons in South Africa. He played for the Pumas franchise in the Supersport Wheelchair Basketball Series, so he's no stranger to this venue. Asa Filempi working his way into the zone, and draws a foul on the Egypt number 13, Rabi Gouda. So we'll go to the line, an opportunity now for Morocco to extend their lead to 6 points. Sabri for Egypt, plays it across to Abdelaziz, puts it back to Sabri. Shot goes up, but Asa Filempi will pick up the rebound. Mohamed Oulini, time to slow the play down a bit, get Morocco set up to, but he decides to break it and plays it off to Asa Filempi. Basket goes in, but what will the referee give? Referee Arnold Mashaya from South Africa indicates that the basket will count, and Asa Filempi will go to the line for one free throw. big shout out to our major sponsor, Sasol. Sasol bringing us this broadcast. Thanks to the team at TV, Sports and News Production for being able to bring these pictures to us. And we do hope that you are enjoying the coverage of this, the 2020 IWBF Afro Paralympic Qualifiers here in Johannesburg. Mahdi Abbas inbounds the ball to Sabri, who passes it back to him. Egypt looking to narrow the deficit. Abdulaziz back to Abbas. Abbas to Ashraf Amar. Mahdi Abbas puts up the shot, bit wayward, and Sabri manages to draw the foul out of Issa Falempe. And Egypt will go to the line for free throws. Successful with the first attempt. Egypt will not want to let Morocco pull away from them if they to stand any chance in this game. Egypt 4, Morocco 10. 5.5 minutes left in this first quarter here at the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre, the home of wheelchair basketball, South Africa. Abdelak for Morocco. Violation called on the Moroccans, and Egypt will have a chance now to narrow the deficit. Abdelaziz struggling to gain possession. Morocco quick to pounce on that, but good work there by Abdelaziz, but unfortunately for Egypt, the 8-second violation, not managing to get from the backcourt into the front court. Morocco with Abdelak inbounds the ball to Mohamed Oulini. He in turn finds his teammate, and now Morocco extend their leads. Morocco 12, Egypt 4. Ashraf Amar plays it across to Sabri. Amar puts up the shot, draws the foul. Foul goes to Abdelak from Morocco. Unsuccessful on the first attempt. Egypt need to take all the opportunities if they want to upset the defending champions of Africa, the Moroccans. And Amar unable to convert either of those free throws, and now Mohamed Oulini for Morocco. Passes it across to Abdelak. Abdelak puts up the shot, doesn't drop for the Moroccans, and unfortunately for Egypt, Ashraf Amar unable to grab that rebound, and ball deflects out. So the Moroccans will have another chance. Issa Falempe back into the key, puts up the shot, ball bounces out, and Egypt will come away with it now with the tall number 13 is Rabi Gouda, with now Ashraf Amar, Abdelaziz, Mohamed Sabri. Can Egypt convert? They can't, and the rebound is picked up by Falempe, and he launches the ball across the court to Abdullah Ghani, but he's unable to convert, and luckily for the Moroccans, ball deflected out by Egypt. Mohamed Olini. Dangerous play from the 3-point line, but decides to put it into Afro Paralympic, who makes no mistake. And Morocco now take a 10-point advantage, and we have just over 3.5 minutes to play in this first quarter. Great work there by Egypt, unable to convert though, and Abdelak for Morocco now. Throws the ball across the court into the hands of Afro Paralympic, who uncharacteristically misses under the basket, but once again Egypt foul the tall Moroccan Falempe, and he will go to the free throw line. Timeout called by Egypt. Coach Abdel Sharif for the Egyptians, looking a bit concerned, trying to get his team to get back into this game. 10 points down towards the end of the first quarter. They will need to fight their way back if they stand any chance against the Moroccans. Back to the action now as Afro Paralympic will look to extend the Moroccan lead. Rebound picked up there by Amar, but he's unable to hold on to it. So a couple of unforced errors creeping into the Egyptian game early on here in this first quarter. And Morocco will have another opportunity to extend this lead. Abdelak passes it across to Olini. Thinks about the 3-point, but decides Abdelak must have another attempt. And Abdelak will put up the shot. Bit short on that occasion, and rebound there picked up by the Egyptian Bebo. Bebo looks to set up the play. Abdelaziz to Ashraf Amar. Can he convert? Unfortunately, he can't for the Egyptians. And Mohamed Olini now will tap the ball through to Abdullah Ghani, and he will drive straight into the key and converts for Morocco. So Morocco now 16, Egypt 4. We have just under 2 minutes 20 to play in this first quarter here at the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre in Johannesburg, South Africa. Bebo for Egypt to Amar. He launches it across to Sabri. Sabri puts up the shot, and Mohamed Olini will take the rebound and drive up the court now. Good work by the Moroccans in preventing the tall number 13 Rabi Gouda to get up the court, but unable to make that count. And Bebo now will race to get this possession, and he converts for Egypt. Just over 1:30 to go in this first quarter. Egypt holding on. Olini will put up the 3-pointer. Turns out to be a pass to Afro Paralympic. Bebo for Egypt. Drives up the court. Hands it over to Mohamed Sabri, who finds Rabi Gouda. Abdelaziz loses possession but manages to pick it up again. Amar will convert, and just like that, Egypt clawing their way back into this encounter. They would look to stop the Moroccans on this attack with just over 50 seconds to go. Good work there by the small number 10 for Morocco. Abdillah Ghani drives through and restores the score deficit to 10 points. So Egypt, with 30 seconds to go, will look to narrow that once again. Abdelaziz finds Rabi Gouda. Gouda puts up the shot. Sorry, Ashraf Amar on that occasion. And Egypt hanging on in this first quarter with 11 seconds to go. Abdelak for Morocco. Egypt won't want to let the Moroccans score on this occasion, but great work once again by Abdillah Ghani. Abdillah Ghani having a great run in that first period, and that brings us to the end of this first quarter of Game 3 of the men's competition in the IWBF Afro Paralympic Qualifiers, coming to you from the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre here in Johannesburg, South Africa. We'll be back in a few minutes' time. All right, welcome back to the second quarter here in the match between Egypt and Morocco, and Egypt with the put-in. Bebo now for Egypt. Morocco pick up the rebound, and Zohair Shalat checks into the game, and he will look to set up something here. Plays it into Asa Falempe. Falempe swivels, turns, and gets in an opportunity, but Egypt made it difficult for Falempe on that occasion. Shalat though now back in possession. Plays it across to Falempe, who puts it back to Shalat. Foul called on Egypt's number 10, Bebo, reaching in, and Morocco will have the sideline put in. Shot goes up there from Amin Mukraj, and unsuccessful, so Egypt now come away with it with Abdelaziz. Good work there by Abdelaziz, and converts for Egypt, so deficit down to 8 points. Egypt will want to keep Morocco out. Beba moving away there from Shalat, almost giving Shalat the opportunity to break, but a foul called there against one of the Egyptians, and that will mean that the number 9 for Morocco, Musati, will go to the line. First attempt doesn't drop. Frustration there from Musati. Musati puts up the second attempt, also doesn't drop, but good work there by Falempe, wins the possession back, and Zuhair Shalat, the very speedy Moroccan playmaker, sets up the play again. Mukresh passes it to Shalat, but does not give him enough time to put up the shot at the 24th shot clock violation. Sabri finds Ashraf Amar. Amar looking to lay it off to Bebo, putting him under a bit of pressure though, and Bebo does well, finds Sabri. Sabri puts up the shot, rebound taken though by Morocco, and Shalat will bring it up, looking for a gap. Egypt block his attempts there, and Bebo once again fouling the speedy Moroccan Shalat. Zuhair Shalat. Good work there from Shalat. Lays it off to Musati, but unable to convert on that occasion, and Egypt have the opportunity now to reduce this deficit, and Sabri unable to do so. Good work there by the Moroccans, and Musati once again. Zuhair Shalat. Shalat looking for a gap. Lays it off to Ghani. Ghani is unable to make that one count, and Bebo for Egypt now. Finds Abdelaziz. Back to Bebo. Bebo also unsuccessful in that occasion, and Egypt's shooting seems to be letting them down at this stage, and they definitely cannot afford to miss those opportunities. Just a reminder that the competition format, the champions of this tournament will represent the African continent at the 2020 Tokyo Paralympics. So all four of the nations taking part in this event are desperate to keep their as Shalat converts there for Morocco. Yeah, just getting back to that, all the countries will be looking to work hard to get themselves into the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. Morocco 23, Egypt 12. We've got just under 7 minutes to play in this first half. Shalat plays it to Morocco's number 6, Mukharich. Mukharich finds Issa Falempe, but once again the Egyptian defense holding solid, and they force the 24 shot clock violation. Mahdi Abbas finds Ashraf Amar. Mohamed Sabri looking for the gap, but good work there from Amar, and he will convert for Egypt, and the basket will count. So with 6 minutes 10 to go in this first half, the scoreline will read Morocco 23 and Egypt 14. Shalat fakes the three-point attempt and drives past the Egyptian defense. Once again, Morocco unsuccessful on that occasion. And good work by Mahdi Abbas and Mohamed Sabri. Can they convert? They're unable to do so, but Mahdi Abbas picks up the rebound. Egypt back in, but Rabi Gouda unable to get that off, and remonstrates with the referee, looking for the foul. Not given though. Mukarik finds Zaher Shalat. Shalat puts up the shot. Doesn't drop, but Morocco will pick up the rebound. Shalat again. Violation there from the Moroccan IWBF Afro going out the court and remonstrating with the South African referee Arnold Mshwaya, and a technical foul given against IWBF Afro. So Egypt will go to the line and will have the opportunity to narrow the deficit. Mohamed Sabri will take the free throw, and of course Egypt will retain the possession. Unable to convert. Substitution for Morocco. Falempe will take some time out, and checking into the game is Abdallah. Morocco possession now. Shalat, will he put up the three? Decides rather to break to the right. Finds Abdallah. Abdallah rolling backwards, puts up the shot, but is unable to convert, and Morocco will reset through Amin Mukarik. Mukarik to Shalat. Rebound picked up by Ashraf Amar. Abdelaziz had broken through, but Amar had missed that opportunity to get the fast break going, and takes the ball up himself. Draws the foul though, but his teammates not happy with him for not releasing the ball a lot quicker than Mahdi Abbas. Inbounds it to Ashraf Amar, looking to find Rabi Gouda, but instead gives it to Abdelaziz. Rabi Gouda now. Shot clock at 3. The shot will have to go up. 3-point attempt unsuccessful, and a quick reaction there from Abdullah will find Shalat with the long pass. But Egypt managed to get back on defense. Abdullah for Morocco. Shot goes up, bounces off the rim, and Mahdi Abbas now drives up the court, looking to draw the foul from Shalat, and some excellent work there from Mahdi Abbas. Morocco unable to convert on a couple of occasions there, and as a result Egypt slowly narrowing this deficit. Egypt 16, Morocco 23, with 3 minutes 40 left in this first half. Mukarik for Morocco puts up the 3-point attempt, but it was a bit short, and once again Morocco unable to put some points on the board. It's been a few minutes now since they last converted. Sabri to Rabi Gouda, looking to find Abdelaziz. Fortunately for the Egyptians, the ball bounces off the Moroccan chair, and they will retain possession. Substitution now for Morocco. And Abdullah will check out, and Rida Matui checks into the game for the first time. Mahdi Abbas finds Salbri. Salbri to Ashraf Omar. Will he convert? Wayward shot on that occasion, and Matui picks it up, sends it across to Shalat. Shalat moves up the court quickly, and foul is called on the number 6 for Egypt, Abdelaziz. Egypt, of course, in foul trouble now, so Rida Matui will go to the line and see if he can get his first points of this encounter. Doesn't drop. Matui took a while to get into yesterday's encounter against Algeria, but when he found his straps, he was on fine form and was in contention for yesterday's man of the match. Salbri to Ashraf Omar, drives straight through into the zone and converts for Egypt. So Egypt slowly clawing their way back. Egypt 18, Morocco 24, and we have just under 3 minutes left in this first half here at the Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre in Johannesburg, South Africa. Shalat now for Morocco finds Rida Matui, and bread and butter for Matui, and Morocco looking to work some rhythm here, and Salbri for Egypt puts up the shot. Great shot there from Salbri, and with just over 2 minutes 20 to go, Egypt very much in this game. One of the Moroccan players is on the floor, and that will give the opportunity for the Moroccan coach to call a substitution. And checking out of the game is number 9, Fahoud Musati, and he is replaced by number 12, Mohamed Bargo. Mohamed Bargo had a good game against Algeria yesterday, and he will look to carry on that form. Matui a bit short on that occasion. Egypt call a timeout, and we have just over 2 minutes 20 left in this first half of the third game of the 2020 IWBF Afro Paralympic Qualifiers. Gives me the opportunity once again to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors that have made this tournament possible, especially to Sasol. And if it wasn't for Sasol, we would not be able to bring you these pictures. We welcome everybody that is tuning into our live stream of this tournament. Please feel free to comment and ask questions. In the second half, I'm going to be joined by the South African player Richard Norkier, and if you have any questions that you want to ask Richard Norkier, please feel free to comment on the live stream link here, and let's get some interaction going with all of our supporters across the world. All right, back to the action. Ashraf Omar will be hoping that Egypt can be successful with this attempt, but the shot goes up there by Mahdi Abbas, and it drops in the lap of Mohamed Oulini. Oulini launches the ball in to the Moroccan number 12, Mohamed Bargo, and he converts once again. 9-point deficit. Morocco in the lead. Mahdi Abbas plays it to Rabi Gouda and back to Ashraf. But Egypt blown for the 3-second violation. Shalat to Uluni. Rida Matui unable to make that convert. Ashraf Amar for Egypt. 1 minute 20 to go in this first half. Rabi Gouda penetrates the zone and draws the foul out of Mohamed Bargo. So Rabi Gouda will go to the line. The Moroccan coach querying the fact that the shots were given because he felt it wasn't in the act of shooting, and there's no problem on the foul count at the moment, so not happy with that decision. Matui finds Shalat. And Shalat is fouled by Mohamed Sabri, who lost control, and we just got just over 1 minute to play here in this first half. Egypt in foul trouble, so Shalat will have the opportunity to extend their lead, but ball bounces out the ring. Rabi Gouda, bit of a wayward pass, and lucky to get away with it as the ball is deflected out. Checking out of the game at this point is Rabi Gouda, and onto the court comes Mohamed Hassanin. Also checking out is Mohamed Sabri, and coming onto the court is Sami Al-Sawabi. Welcome to Natalie van Meurst tuning into this broadcast. Good to see you following us here down in South Africa. Also, to everybody else watching in Morocco and Egypt, we hope that you're enjoying the coverage of this game. And Mohamed Hassanin plays it through to Ashraf Amar. Puts it out to Asawabi, and Asawabi converts now. Just 40 seconds to play. Egypt are still fighting to stay in this match, and what can Morocco do? Will they be able to get the deficit back? But shot bounces off the rim on that occasion for Molini, and Morocco pick up the offensive rebound. And unlucky for Mohamed Bargo, doesn't make a count, but he draws the foul, and we'll have another opportunity from the line. makes it count. So Morocco up to 30, Egypt 7 points behind with just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Second attempt is also successful, so some good work there by Bargo, making it count, and excellent work from Zohair Shalat, putting the Egyptian Mahdi Abbas under pressure, and manages to force the foul. So straight back to the line for Morocco. Egypt will need to be careful that they don't give Morocco too many free opportunities to extend this lead, especially with just 25 seconds left in this first half. Shalat sinks the first attempt. And the second attempt. Egypt will desperately want to put some points in with this possession, and Abdelaziz finds Al-Sawabi. Al-Sawabi, 11 seconds left on the shot clock and on the game clock. Mahdi Abbas to Al-Sawabi, finds Ashraf Amar, and he should convert, but he doesn't. And again, opportunities missed for the Egyptians. Just double checking if there's any foul called in, nothing given. So at the end of the first half, Morocco hold a 10-point advantage over Egypt. Morocco 33, Egypt 23, and we'll be back for the second half here at the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre in Johannesburg, South Africa. And welcome back to the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre here in Johannesburg, South Africa. About to get underway with the second half of the third game of the IWBF Afro Paralympic Qualifiers. Joining me in the second half, we will have the South African Sasol Amawila boy player Richard Norkier, and he will be helping me with some of the action today. Welcome, Richard.
Thank you, Gerry. Firstly, we have a very interesting situation here. There's a 10-point difference between Morocco and Egypt right now, and I've never been in a game where the difference is 10 points at halftime and it doesn't come down to the wire. So I'm looking forward to some good basketball here. Morocco's going to be a little bit complacent, and Egypt knows they're in it with a chance, and there we go. It's an 8-point game.
Yeah, absolutely, Richard. Even if you look at yesterday's encounter between Morocco and Algeria, Morocco were up 10 points at one stage, and they ended up losing in after double overtime. Yep.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game to watch. This, I think, is going to heat up. Like I say, Egypt knows they're in it with a chance. 10 points is nothing, so they know they need to fight. Morocco's going to be a little bit complacent, which means yes, it's going to get heated.
All right, Rida Matui there passes the ball out to the Moroccan number 9, Moussati. Mohamed Alini,
Egypt so
very dangerous from the three-point arc.
Egypt holding a strong perimeter there, causing Morocco to force a turnover, lose the ball there on a pass.
Mahdi Abbas finds Ashraf. Ashraf Amar to Mahdi Abbas. Plays it into the zone there, but unfortunately,
fumble, but there we go. Good recovery and a foul by Morocco. See if he can make the 2 shots. That's going to put a little bit of pressure on Morocco again. Doesn't have an extremely good free throw shot average, but let's see if he can step up to the plate. Pressure seems to be getting to him a little bit.
Yeah, he hasn't been as clinical today as he was yesterday against South Africa.
That would have made a difference to the game right there.
All right, so
Bargo.
Morocco with possession now. Mohamed Oulini.
Mohamed Bargo, strong finisher, and there we go, 2 points.
All right, good work. Good defensive work there earlier from Egypt, and looking to convert, but unsuccessful on that opportunity. And Richard told me some of these players, well, a lot of these players play in Europe, don't they?
Yes, the North African teams have quite a lot of players that play in Europe. Seeing that they speak French as a second language, it's quite an easy transition for them to get over to France and play there. So a lot of them play in France. Some of them make it over to Italy and Spain as well. Some even go to Germany. There's quite a lot of them that do play over there. I've personally played with a couple of them. Najib Essahiri, who's currently serving as assistant coach on the Moroccan team. I've also played with Mohamed Bargo, number 12 from Morocco. Played against Amin, number 6. And yeah, quite a lot of the other players. There's quite a few familiar faces here.
All right, so Morocco gets some points back on the board, and as we speak about Najib, he comes into shot there. So Mahdi Abbas now for Egypt. Finds Saobi, and Ashraf converts for Egypt.
Good finish, good finish.
Yeah,
Still a 12-point game.
Egypt will definitely need to take all the opportunities in this period of the game.
Absolutely, they're going to have to make sure the defense stays strong, and they're going to have to take their opportunities and make sure they score points off them.
Okay, Mahdi Abbas now for Egypt. Can he make anything happen here for Egypt? Finds Abdelaziz. He is unable to convert. The number 6 for Morocco is Amin Moukarich. I have no idea if I'm saying these surnames right, Richard.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if you're going to struggle.
Quite well done, Moukarich, yeah.
Rida Matui unable to pick up the possession there, and ball's deflected out, and Egypt will have the possession. Rida looks a bit out of sorts today.
Yes, Matawi Rida, definitely a power player for Morocco. They're going to have to make sure they control him if they want to have a chance at this game.
Good work there by the veteran player Ashraf Amar, and Richard, Amar has been playing for quite a few years now.
Yes, Ashraf Amar has been playing for a long time. I've seen him in many a tournament where we've played against each other.
But still a very pivotal player for the Egyptian side,
yes.
Even at his late years.
Yes, absolutely. He brings a lot of height to the team, a lot of experience. It's definitely, it must be difficult for him at his age, but if he's made the national team, he's definitely one of the tougher players in the country. So, and obviously someone that the team depends on.
I think also there's often the debate between the youth and experience, and I find in the African teams there seems to be quite a few teams with some more experienced players.
Yes, I think also development in Africa generally is not quite as well handled as in Europe and the States and even Australia. So we struggle to get a lot of the youth players on par early enough to be able to make a good career. Very good finish there by number 7.
Great work by Egypt. They're slowly fighting their way back into this game, and Morocco starting to look a little bit startled at this stage of the third quarter.
Yep, Egypt's in it with a fight. Egypt's in it with a fight. One thing about the North African players is they always play physical basketball. They always play very, very physical basketball.
Morocco trying to convince the referee that there was a foul there, but nothing was given on that occasion. So Morocco will have another opportunity to try and extend their lead. Mohamed Oulini, number 11 for Morocco is Monir Majoud, and he puts up the shot. Doesn't drop.
Rebound
good
for
work
Egypt.
there.
Nicely recovered.
So 7 for Egypt is Sami Al-Sawabi, and he's manages to get Ashraf in, but unable to convert on that occasion.
A little bit rushed there.
Yeah.
Needed to keep his composure. Okay, and Egypt has the ball back.
Morocco will bring Issa Filimpi back into the fray along with Zohair Shalat, and looks like for the first time in this game, probably in the tournament as well, they bring on the number 8, Bilal bin Haman Leshab. I hope I said that right.
Good work on moving the defense. Unlucky with that shot. Definitely a good look at the basket, that.
And the speedy Moroccan Shalat, a lot of pace. Must be an asset to have somebody with a lot of pace on your side.
Very, very quick player.
See that even the likes of Richard Nokia still got a bit of pace in their old age.
Yeah, the kids are getting very quick though these days.
Yeah, the South African team took on Thailand last year in a friendly tournament, and they definitely have a couple of pacey players in that young Thai side. So, yeah, South Africa will look to build up their fitness levels as we get more involved in the international competitions.
Yes, fitness, speed, general quickness as well, just reaction, changing between offense and defense, your transition is something that teams are getting very, very good at, and it's becoming more and more a key part of the game.
Filimpi for Morocco.
Oh, strong
Good work
finish.
there by Filimpi, draws the foul, and basket will be good, and we will have a free throw here for Filimpi. What does Egypt need to do to upset the Moroccans at this stage,
I think
Richard?
at this stage they're putting good pressure on the Moroccans when they get into the offensive pattern, but once the ball goes up, they're not boxing out the players. Morocco is picking up way too many offensive rebounds, which are giving them second chances at the basket, and they're taking advantage of that.
Yes, I saw that quite a bit in the first half.
Yeah. I think if Egypt can take advantage of those rebounds, make sure they box out and keep the Moroccans out of the key after the shot goes up, that'll give them a much better chance at getting back into this game.
I think defensively they're doing okay. Seem to be shutting out Rida Matui quite a bit. He's been quite quiet in this game.
Yes, no, absolutely. I think Egypt's done a good job of figuring out what's going on the court, and they've stabilized the game. The sort of difference seems to hover around what we've got now, 13 points, and sort of 8 points, I think, was the lowest, the closest they got recently.
Yes.
So they've done a good job at stabilizing the game, but they need to keep the pressure on Morocco. They definitely need to keep the bigs out of the key, because that is killing them at the moment.
And I wonder if the altitude here in Johannesburg is making it quite difficult for the North African teams.
It definitely does. I mean, where I play, I came in a week ago, and where I play, we're at sea level. So I definitely noticed that the first couple of days I was here that you run out of steam quite quickly. You get out of breath quite quickly. So I'm very sure that it does have an effect on them.
Mahdia Basna finds Ashraf Abar, almost losing his balance there, but does well to regain his composure. And can he convert? Shot clock down to 2. He has to put it up.
Wow.
Great effort there.
That was definitely necessary and needed for the Egyptian team. Definitely going to come in handy, those 2 points.
Yeah, they're at a stage in the game now where they really need to convert every time they go down the court. Great play.
Wow.
Excellent play. And
wow, that's got to hurt.
Finish it.
That's got to hurt. That's going to sting Egypt. That was a little bit of luck and some class and style.
Good to see everybody tuning in from around the world, and Mark Kerf, an ex-South African living overseas now. Welcome to this broadcast. Asif Alempe finds Zohair Shalat, bread and butter for him, and doesn't convert on that occasion. So
that's definitely good news for Egypt.
A little bit of nerve setting in there, I think, for the Moroccans, and unfortunately for Abdelaziz, Rida Matui, height advantage paid dividends on that occasion.
Absolutely. Oh, that is a very difficult shot. Maybe a little bit over-ambitious there. Confident from the last big shot he made from that side. Decided to take another one. Unfortunately, didn't pay off and resulted in 2 points for Morocco again. Oh, wow.
Good work there by Shalat, but
very quick hands.
Just unable to foul called there on number 13, Rida Matui, and definitely not happy with referee Arnold Mashwaya from South Africa. Mohammed Sami Al-Sawabi, should I say, to Abdelaziz, puts up a hell berry.
Oh, wow, that was not a bad attempt. That looked very good. I actually thought that was going to be 2 beautiful points from Egypt.
But luckily for the Egyptians, they managed to draw the foul. No, sorry, the foul was called against them.
Ball's gone to Morocco. Very unfortunate for Egypt on that one. Looks like the lead is slowly increasing for Morocco.
Yes, I think as we stand right now, the game is definitely Morocco's to lose. So they, that was a bit of a wasted shot.
Lucky rebound there. Matawirida back in the key to almost collect another offensive rebound. Definitely something they need to watch out for. It's luckily they picked it up, but Matawirida was right there to pick up that ball. Cannot be allowing him to get so deep into the key when the ball's in the air.
Olini making it difficult for Ashraf Amar, but eventually Egypt put up the shot, just not able to convert.
Yeah, seems like Egypt's losing their nerve a little bit, starting to get a little bit panicky, which is definitely not going to serve them well.
Bit of a wayward pass on that occasion from Asif Alempe, and the Moroccans move back to their side of the court, a little bit dejected on that occasion. Egypt will make the substitution, and checking into the game we've got Mohamed Sabri as well as Rabi Gouda.
Absolute veteran of the game, Mohamed Sabri. When he was younger, arguably one of the best shooters I've ever seen. He's shooting not quite so good at this tournament, but I've seen him light it up, hitting 3-pointers 5 in a row against us like in the early 2000s.
Shalat for Morocco. Bread and butter there for Mohamed Olini.
Egypt is definitely going to have to take a good look at their defense and see why the Moroccans are getting in the key so easy.
Abdelaziz with a 3-point attempt, a little bit rushed, but good rebound there from Rabi Gouda, but once again cannot convert under the basket.
A lot of pressure from Matawirida there to make sure that the second chance shot not getting into the basket.
So as we come to the end of that third quarter, Morocco 50, Egypt 33. Just gives me the opportunity to thank all of our sponsors and partners for making this tournament a success, and so far we've had an excellent start to the tournament with some exciting games. Richard, the game against Morocco and Algeria going into double overtime, not a bad way to start this event.
Yes, that was a very interesting game to watch. Algeria, Morocco seemed to have control of the game in the first 5 minutes. It almost looked as if it could potentially be a blowout, and yes, the next 5 minutes of the first quarter completely changed. Algeria coming back very strong and dominant, and then yes, for the rest of the game, sort of going point for point with very minor differences, nobody going up by too much before the game stabilized again, and yeah, going into double overtime. That was interesting. I kind of, at the end of the beginning of first overtime, I thought that Morocco will take it by 5, and the final score was 7 points, I think, to Algeria.
Yeah, I think the Moroccans probably just ran out of a bit of steam, and maybe it was the altitude, but
they
had the opportunity.
Yes. I mean, both teams were fighting hard, and Morocco seemed to be the team to sort of change strategy, which seemed to have failed them. Algeria stuck to what they were doing, and it seemed to pay off once Morocco tried to change things, hoping obviously to gain an advantage, and unfortunately not working in their favour.
All right, so just about to get the final quarter underway here, and just a reminder that coming up after this encounter, we have the second of the ladies matches between Algeria and South Africa, and the Algerian women put in quite a dominant performance against the home side last night, and the Amawila girls have a lot of work to do in today's game to stay in this competition.
Absolutely. Algeria came out very strong yesterday against our girls team. Second half was much better. The second half was much better for the girls. They definitely need to take a hard look at the second half, see what went well for them, because there's a lot of things that went wrong in the first half. They need to take a good hard look at the second half they played yesterday and build on that.
All right, back to this game now, and Egypt desperate now to make something happen. Ashraf Amar puts up the shot and he converts.
Good look, and 2 points for Egypt.
Yeah, Egypt definitely needing to make a run of points here and obviously keep the Moroccans out. But Rida Matui straight into the zone, and so it's for Olympia, and they're getting in time and time again. So
yeah,
as you said earlier,
that's definitely, they're going to have to see what's
something's
happening.
Not right on the defense.
They're getting into the key too easy, and that's where Morocco's making all their points is inside the key. They've made very few points from outside the key. The majority, pretty much all of their points are coming from right inside the key from the bigs.
And Richard, it's always a touchy subject to ask a player, but the standard of officiating so far in this tournament, it's good to see that we have the 4 women referees developing through Africa, and it's a positive step coming out of the African continent.
I think in general there's a lot of complaints from wheelchair basketball players that we feel officiating is not on the standard it should be, and that comes mainly from the lack of understanding of how wheelchair works. It sounds like a simple excuse, but it really is something very important. Often there's things that the refs don't understand when there's contact on a wheelchair, that they don't really understand what happened, and they blow fouls in the wrong direction. But in this tournament, to be honest, there's been 1 or 2 questionable calls, but in general, it's actually been very good. It's definitely not the worst officiating I've ever seen. I've definitely seen some really interesting stuff in my time, but I actually have to hand it to the guys. They've been doing quite a good job. Yesterday, our game as well, it was a pleasure to play that game. I think there was a lot of soft contact blown yesterday, but it was consistent both ways for both teams, which makes it a well officiated game.
Yeah, and it was very good to have the IWBF head of technical, Mr. Christian Roja, here, and I think it bodes well for officiating in South Africa. So
yes, as much as basketball is supposed to be a non-contact sport, especially in the wheelchairs, there is a lot of contact, and I think for the sake of the game, the referees need to remember that if there's contact and there is no advantage or no disadvantage, it's not necessary to blow the whistle. I mean, obviously, if there's contact on my chair and the referee blows the whistle, I'm glad, because the opposing team is picking up another foul. But it definitely doesn't serve the game, per se. You know, I think contact is a part of the sport, and it's important that the referees understand that, make that differentiate between whether there's an advantage or not. If there's no advantage to one or disadvantage to the other, then it's not necessary to blow the whistle. You know, let the game go on, let the game flow.
All right, well, I'm going to cut you short there because even some of the comments from Mr. Kerf here said never ask a player about a referee. So let's move on to this game. And welcome to Sandile Nene, and he wants to know, he didn't realize that you had a TV voice there, Richard. So thank you for the comments. Keep them coming in, and we'll try and if you have any questions out there for the people watching and you want to ask Richard directly, then please comment on there. And let's share this broadcast of this tournament. And Richard, it's good to see the likes of our major sponsor Sasol broadcasting to the world and showcasing what we have here in Africa.
Yes, absolutely. No, Sasol has definitely come a long way with the South African national team, and everything we've achieved over the last few years has been due to a lot of help from them, a lot of support from them. So huge thanks to them for everything they've done.
Good defensive work there by Abdulaziz, making it difficult for Zohair Shalat, but Shalat will put up the 3-pointer. Unsuccessful, and Mahdi Abbas now to Ashraf Amar. Rabi Gouda, can he make anything count? He can't, but Abdulaziz is there. Looked like a foul.
Yep. And the call is made.
The Moroccans remonstrating there with referee Zanigui from Algeria. Abdulaziz, can he make these count? Frustration there from the Egyptian assistant coach. Even though Egypt find themselves 15 points down at this stage, the beauty about basketball is you can be 15 points down with 2 minutes to go and still manage to win a game. So Egypt must keep fighting till the end.
Yes, it's a tall order now to try and get back in this game. The margin's a bit big, 15 points with 7 minutes to go. It's kind of been like that since the beginning of the third quarter, and nothing's changed. So I think the most they can ask for is to slightly close that gap or maintain this gap. But definitely this is going to be a game that they're going to learn from. 15 points is definitely not a big gap. If you look at the history of this particular game, that gap was basically built in the first 2 quarters. Egypt has done a good job of keeping the game stable in the second half. If they can look at that and build on that for their future, then they can definitely up their game against Morocco if they face them again in this tournament. Substitutes being called for Egypt. Mohamed Sabri going off. Wonder if this is to try and get some more points on the board or just to give the players a bit of a breather. Well, good rebound. A lot of pressure on the ball there. Fortunately, foul called. There we go.
Foul there against Abdulaziz, and Morocco in foul trouble, so Abdulaziz should go to the line, and he will do.
And he will. Also another player that's come a long way with Egypt.
Abdulaziz.
Yes. He's been around for a long time.
He had a very good tournament in Durban in 2017, and of course the Egyptian side ended up third in that tournament. So they'll obviously be looking to bounce back after yesterday's game, and a tough game today.
Yes.
But I suppose with a 4-team tournament, any of the teams on the day on Friday or Saturday, they could cause an upset. So
yes, absolutely. Egypt they've got some new blood in the team. I've been speaking to one of the players earlier, and they were saying that they haven't had a lot of opportunity to sort of train together and play games together. So this is a very much a learning curve for them as well, and they're still struggling to get everything to work together.
Matui there, really not happy with referee Charles Foster, Charles Foster, and but still manages to convert. So Ulini though picks up position again for Morocco, and he launches out to Shalat, and nobody will catch him.
2 points. There we go.
Timeout called by Egypt, and it's really not looking promising at all now for the Egyptians.
18 points up. Yeah, it kind of looks like Egypt is. They're definitely tired at this point, and I think they've realised there's not much they can do in terms of winning this game at this point. So it's hard to stay positive and to keep fighting hard.
And looking forward to the evening game tonight. You guys will be taking on Algeria, and obviously Algeria had a good win, even though it was in double overtime. They were missing their captain, Nabil Goudouane, and I'm sure you guys will be looking forward to that encounter.
Yeah, it's a completely different kettle of fish today. The Algerian team definitely has had a lot more time together as a team than Egypt has. Yes, the captain is going to be here today, as you said. He was not here yesterday. So yeah, we'll have to see. It's definitely going to be a fight. It's going to be a completely different game to yesterday.
All right, back to the action, and Egypt desperately trying to make something happen. Good to see that they're still fighting. So into Ashraf, 3-second violation.
Yep. Yeah, once you've got the ball up in the air, aiming at the basket and bring it down, they're always going to call it.
Thank you, Tucker Beckett, for your comment, and I'm sure at the end of the tournament, Richard will definitely have one of those. And definitely agree, he has a face for commentary. All right, back to Shalat. Mohamed Ulini breaks into the zone.
Shooting in
Rebound
this game from outside has not been. Yeah. That's missed.
Yeah, you really cannot afford to miss those opportunities.
No, absolutely not.
It's something that the South African Amawila boys have been struggling with over the years, but they're starting to improve on that.
Referring to Mark Kerf's comment, if we have the shooting stats, we don't actually, but yes, shooting this game has really not been very good at all. Like I mentioned earlier, all of the points being scored are predominantly inside the key for both teams, and absolutely for Morocco that's the case too. It does make a difference also, altitude and not jet lag, but travel as such, being tired and then trying to come into a tournament strong. Nice finish there by...
Good finish there by Abdelak, and of course Abdelak should be used to the environment here in South Africa, having played for the Pumas franchise and the Supersport Wheelchair Basketball Series in South Africa. And Richard, just talking the standard of play in Africa, so in South Africa you have the Supersport Wheelchair Basketball Series, which you have played in, and you currently apply your trade in Spain. How big is the difference in terms of the European leagues versus the smaller leagues like we have here in South Africa? Well,
the European leagues there is quite a jump. It's very different from country to country. Currently, you've got the Spanish league, which is hands down the toughest league in the world right now. And then you've got Italy and Germany too, which are semi-professional leagues. So you've got a lot of top-class players playing there. So Germany and Italy also have quite a high level. France also has some professional players in pretty much all of their teams in their top division. So that makes a difference, when you have a league where teams can afford to bring in high class players. So South Africa obviously not being in the same situation makes it difficult. Also, most of the players have jobs that they have to go to. They train only twice a week as opposed to 5 times a week. So yes, the level is different. The level is different. Also, the exposure to experience and experienced players and actually seeing good basketball is different in South Africa. So it's a constant struggle. We have to work very hard in South Africa to make sure that we get the level as high as possible.
All right, Egypt still fighting, and that was a great effort there by Sami El-Sawabi. 3 minutes 36 to go here in this first encounter at the IWBF Afro Paralympic Qualifiers, and of course all this action coming to you from the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre here in South Africa. And Richard, just for the sake of the viewers that aren't aware, which club you play for in Spain?
Yeah, I play for a club in the Canary Islands called ADM Ikani.
And then how is your season going so far?
It's actually going very well. We're one of the smaller clubs really in the honour division, as it's called there, which is the top division. But we have a good core of talented players with a good work ethic, and that has brought us great success this season. We're currently 3rd in the league, which is remarkable considering the level of the basketball there. We've done really, really well this season. So it's still, the season's still got a ways to go, so we'll see what happens, but so far so good. Oh,
good to hear, and hopefully we can get to the stage where we can see some more South African players playing in the European leagues. I know we've had a handful of guys in France, and shout out to Alan Matatatse, who's playing in the French league. He wasn't able to join the team this tournament, but he's definitely part of the South African squad going forward into hopefully the Paralympics. Richard, we're going to go.
Yeah, let's hope so. The tournament's just started. We're only 1 game in, but again, a good start for us yesterday. Got to grease the wheels a bit, loosen up, start getting things together. As far as it goes, that I play overseas, it's been difficult. I only came in a week before the tournament, so we've put in a lot of hours trying to get everything together, making sure that I fit into the team and the way the team plays. So yes, it's been a very, very constructive week actually. Everybody's worked very hard towards getting everything to work together. So we're confident. We know we're still making a couple of mistakes that we need to address and fix, but we're aware of them. We know what they are. So that's the first step. Right now we need to focus on them and try not to make those mistakes as much as possible.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, Richard, you've been focusing on your career in Spain. So having been out of the squad for a while, coming back into relatively new players that you're probably meeting for the first time, I imagine it has been difficult, but having seen behind the scenes the camp that you guys had before this tournament, it looks like the players have all adapted well and are actually learning a lot from you.
Yes, I've been away for a number of years. I think it's 4 years since I was last year involved in basketball in South Africa, and I must say I'm pleasantly surprised. The guys seem to have matured a lot, have a much better head for basketball, to be honest, making smart decisions, reading situations well. The shooting percentage has gone up from a lot of the players, which is very good to see, which was always a significant problem for us. So that it's very, very good to see that has been addressed, and that the guys are actually able to shoot consistently from outside the key. Yes, and like I say, the guys are just more mature, making good decisions, and learning quickly. I see they respond well to input, where we discuss issues we have, and everybody is on board and working hard to get the team ready and strong and up to the level we need to be.
And just as this game winds down, just one last question to ask you. Obviously the South African head coach, Lydia de Mont, there's not too many head coaches that look after women head coaches that look after international sides out there, and bearing in mind that she's only been coaching for a couple of years, how have you found her abilities since you've joined the team?
She definitely is a coach with limited experience, but I find that she's actually taken to the job very well. She's handled it exceptionally well. She's never pretended to know anything more than she does. She is aware, and she is honest about the fact that she has limited coaching experience, and she works very hard to learn and improve and, you know, get us up to the standard we need to be. And even sometimes when she's not sure, she works hard to find out what needs to be done. She adapts well to situations. She's definitely been a very, very good influence on the players. Like I said, coming into the camp and not having seen the players for a long time, and noticing sort of significant improvements in just the style of play and the choices that the players make is absolutely testament to the fact that she's had a positive influence on the team. So hats off to Lydia. A lot of respect to her. I know there's a lot of pressure on her. She's coaching the best players in the country and trying to make them even better. So that's a lot of pressure. So hats off to her. She's done a fantastic job.
Absolutely. All right. With 1 minute to go now, Egypt it's Morocco in absolute control of this game, and they will get their first win of the 2020 IWBF Afro Paralympic Qualifiers, and they'll look to try and give you guys a good run tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Interestingly, 67 points is not a significantly high-scoring game, but if you take into account that all of those points come from inside the key, that makes you ask some serious questions about Egypt's defense.
Absolutely, yeah. The time and time again, Morocco were able to enter the zone, and they will definitely need to have a look at that if they want to upset the Algerian team tomorrow. Yeah,
in the next game. Yeah, very, very interesting game. I thought it was going to be a bit closer after halftime, but Morocco definitely took control of the game and made sure that they put their foot down and stamp authority on this game.
Right, 41 seconds left.
Interestingly enough, what just happened now, little number 10 from Morocco,
Abdullah Ghani.
Abdullah Ghani, yes. They had a fast break. The ball ended up in his hands. He took a layup and he missed. Now, this is something that I often mention to our players as well. You can't stop every player on the court, but you can decide who's going to take the shot. You can put pressure on certain players and dictate where the ball goes. And in this case, them defending the bigger threat and making the ball go to number 10 was the right choice. Low pointers, especially one pointers, struggle with balance, and especially if they're at speed going on a layup, it's a difficult thing to finish. So that's a good choice, and that's sometimes things people forget. You know, we can choose. Defensively, we need to be proactive.
Well, that brings us to the end of this game. Morocco bounced back after defeat yesterday in the opening encounter against Algeria, and they prevail over Egypt 67-52. And Richard, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope the viewers out there enjoyed your input, and I think we'll have to get you back for a couple more games later on in the tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's been great. I will definitely be back to comment with you guys again.
All right then, all right, and welcome back to the Vodacom Mandeville Indoor Sports Centre, to the post-match Man of the Match presentation, and your Sasol Man of the Match for Morocco is Asa Falempi. Well done, Asa, on today's game. How did you find the encounter against Egypt today?
Comment tu as trouvé le match contre l'Égypte aujourd'hui?
L'Égypte, chaque année on joue contre eux. Et c'est une très belle équipe. Et après on a fait beaucoup de changements pour faire travailler les 5. Et après ils jouent avec des grands et c'est vrai que c'est compliqué. Et après ça a été à la fin. Après on va les retrouver encore. Alors sinon ça a été.
He said that it's not the first time that we play with them. It's a good team, and we must make more good game for to be better than today.
All right, so well done, Asa. You are today's Sasol Man of the Match, and we asked our Sasol representative to give you your Man of the Match award.
Tu es le meilleur joueur aujourd'hui, tu as marqué le plus de points, donc tu mérites ce trophée-là.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Asa Filempi from Morocco, your Sasol Man of the Match. And just a reminder, coming up now, we have the Sasol Amawila